Welcome to HouseLux Estate, your reliable guide to financial planning and real estate investment. Here, we aim to empower you with knowledge, strategies, and insights that will help you make the most of your hard-earned money. Whether you're starting your journey in personal finance or you're an experienced investor, HouseLux Estate is your go-to resource for all things money. From tips on how to save and invest wisely to in-depth guides on real estate investment, we cover it all. Our goal is to make financial literacy accessible and easy to understand so that you can make informed decisions and grow your wealth. In today's interconnected world, financial independence is not just a dream, but a goal that's within your reach. We're here to support you every step of the way on your journey to financial freedom. Remember to subscribe to our channel to stay updated on our latest videos. Today, we will talk about a critical aspect of financial planning, building an emergency fund. Now, you might be asking, what exactly is an emergency fund? Well, it's a stash of money set aside to cover the financial surprises life throws your way. These unexpected events can be stressful and costly. Here's where your emergency fund comes in. Imagine this, your car breaks down, and it's going to cost a hefty sum to fix. Or maybe you've been hit with a medical bill that's not fully covered by insurance. These are the kinds of financial shocks that can make you reach for a credit card or even a loan, leading to a cycle of debt. But with an emergency fund, you have the comfort of knowing there's a safety net in place to catch you. It's money that's easily accessible, not tied up in investments or real estate, but ready to be used when needed. Why do you need it? Because life is unpredictable, because it brings peace of mind, because it's better to be safe than sorry. An emergency fund is like an insurance policy for your finances. It allows you to handle life's unexpected expenses without having to rely on credit cards or loans, which can lead to long-term debt. How much should you have in your emergency fund? Well, a good rule of thumb is to have 3 to 6 months worth of living expenses saved up. But remember, the size of your emergency fund will depend on your financial situation and comfort level. An emergency fund isn't built overnight, it's a gradual process. But once it's established, it can relieve a lot of financial stress and uncertainty. It can provide financial security and give you the freedom to make choices that aren't dictated by immediate financial constraints. Remember, an emergency fund isn't about hoarding money. It's about financial stability. It's about being prepared for the unexpected. It's about taking control of your financial future. An emergency fund is not a luxury, but a necessity. It's your monetary shield against life's financial surprises. So let's dive into the process of building one, shall we? The first step in building your emergency fund is to assess your monthly expenses. Let's dive right in. Picture your monthly budget as a pie. The slices represent different categories where your money goes. Some slices might be larger than others, depending on your lifestyle. These can include essential expenses like rent or mortgage, utilities, groceries, and transportation. But it doesn't stop there. We also need to account for non-essential expenses, those little luxuries that make life enjoyable. These might include dining out, your Netflix subscription, or even your morning latte. The key here is accuracy. To calculate your monthly expenses, you will need to track your spending for at least 1 month. Use a budgeting app or go old school with a pen and paper. The method doesn't matter as much as the accuracy of the information. Knowing your monthly expenses will give you a clear idea of how much you need to save in your emergency fund. Once you know your monthly expenses, the next step is to determine your savings goal. Now, this isn't just about picking a random number. It's about setting a realistic target that you can strive for without feeling overwhelmed. A good rule of thumb is to aim for 3 to 6 months worth of expenses. This gives you a solid cushion in case of unexpected events like job loss, medical emergencies, or urgent home repairs. Think about your lifestyle and your financial capacity. If you have a high-cost lifestyle or a job with uncertain income, you might want to lean towards the 6 months mark. On the other hand, if your expenses are low and your income is steady, 3 months worth of expenses might suffice. Remember, this is about creating a safety net, not about setting a high score. Your savings goal should be a realistic reflection of your financial capacity and lifestyle. With your savings goal set, it's time to create a savings plan. A savings plan is like a roadmap that guides you towards your financial goals. It's not a one-size-fits-all solution. Rather, it should be tailored to your unique financial situation and goals. Now let's talk about various strategies to save money. The first strategy is budgeting. Budgeting is not about restricting what you spend, but about understanding where your money is going. It's about making informed decisions that help you save more. You can start by dividing your income into different categories, such as housing, food, transportation, and entertainment. By doing this, you can identify areas where you can cut back. The second strategy is cutting unnecessary expenses. Take a good look at your spending habits. Do you eat out often? Do you have subscriptions you don't use? Are there cheaper alternatives to items you regularly buy? By identifying and eliminating these unnecessary expenses, you can significantly increase your savings. The third strategy is automating your savings. This means setting up a direct deposit or automatic transfer to your savings account each time you receive your paycheck. This strategy is effective because it takes the decision out of your hands. You won't be tempted to spend the money if it's not in your checking account. Also, consider finding additional sources of income. This could be a part-time job, a freelance gig, or even selling items you no longer need. Every extra dollar can speed up the process of building your emergency fund. Remember, it's okay to start small. What's important is that you're moving in the right direction. And don't be discouraged if you have to adjust your plan along the way. Life happens, and it's okay to recalibrate your plan to accommodate changes in your income or expenses. Building an emergency fund is not an overnight task. It requires discipline, patience, and consistency. But with a well-thought-out savings plan, you are one step closer to achieving financial security. And that is a reward worth working for. A well-thought-out savings plan will put you on the right track to building your emergency fund. The final step is to regularly review and adjust your savings plan. It's not enough to just set it and forget it. Like a well-tuned machine, your savings plan needs to be checked and adjusted to ensure it's working optimally. Perhaps your income has changed, or maybe your expenses have fluctuated. These changes affect your savings capacity. Therefore, it's crucial to revisit your plan every few months and make the necessary tweaks. This could mean increasing your monthly contributions or even scaling them back if circumstances require it. Sometimes life throws us curveballs, and we need to adapt. The same goes for your savings plan. It should be flexible and resilient, just like you. Think of it as a living document, one that evolves with you and your financial situation. The key is to stay committed and not lose sight of your goal. Remember, building an emergency fund is a journey, not a destination. Regular reviews and adjustments will help you reach your goal. Building an emergency fund may seem daunting, but with these steps, you're well on your way to financial security. Let's quickly recap what we've covered today. We began by understanding what an emergency fund is, a financial safety net designed to cover unexpected expenses. It's not a luxury, it's a necessity. Next, we dove into assessing your monthly expenses. This step involves taking a hard look at your spending habits, categorizing your expenses, and identifying areas where you can save. Remember, every little bit counts when you're building a nest egg from scratch. We then moved on to determine your savings goal. This is not a one-size-fits-all figure. It should be tailored to your unique circumstances and should ideally cover 3 to 6 months' worth of living expenses. After that, we explored creating a savings plan. This step is all about being proactive and setting up a system that makes saving automatic. Whether it's having a portion of your paycheck directly deposited into a savings account or setting up recurring transfers, the key is consistency. Finally, we discussed the importance of regularly reviewing and adjusting your plan. As your financial situation changes, so should your saving strategy. Don't be afraid to tweak your plan as needed. Remember, the goal is to build an emergency fund that can sustain you during tough times, not to stick to a rigid plan. Now that you're armed with this knowledge, it's time to take action. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Start now. Even if it's just a small amount, the important thing is to start. Over time, you'll see your savings grow, and before you know it, you'll have a robust emergency fund. Building an emergency fund from scratch is a journey, not a destination. It requires patience, discipline, and a commitment to financial wellness. But the peace of mind it provides is well worth the effort. Thank you for watching. Make sure to subscribe to HouseLux Estate for more financial tips and strategies. Start building your emergency fund today.